What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Another beautiful day here in South Florida. Weather's finally starting to cool off a little bit. And as you guys know that are from here, it's freaking brutal here during the summer. So the humidity's finally starting to go away a little bit, which is nice. But anyway, back here with Sean's truck. Got the new PCM thrown in yesterday. Got his tune plugged back in. Took it for a pretty good drive. But other than that, we're gonna go ahead and replace his whole AC system as well. I got all those parts in yesterday. The only thing I need to go grab is the new AC compressor, but I got everything else to go ahead and just change out the entire system. We got him a new wiring harness for the rear driver's side door. Somebody just cut the plug where you go to plug the window motor in, and I could wire a new one in. I'm just gonna go ahead and replace the whole harness. Somebody was parting the truck out around here local, so we'll get this whole harness taken out of the door. Got new window motors for both sides. The passenger rear side might need a window regulator, which I also grabbed while I was grabbing the rear door harness, so we may need to get that changed out as well. But that's all easy stuff. I really want to get this AC done because it's probably going to be a little bit of a pain in the because I can tell you, if there's one thing you definitely need here in Florida, is a good working AC system in your truck, because the summers here are absolutely brutal. It's not only the heat, it's the humidity on top of that that makes it that much worse. And you definitely got to have a good working AC system. So we'll get it working for him, and he'll be stoked on it. And yes, I'm waiting on some parts for my truck. I am going to a different 4-link setup because I'm freaking out of my mind. So if anybody wants my 4-link arms as well as my brackets that are over there somewhere, I'm gonna have them for sale, because like I said, I'm going to a different setup just because it's preference-wise. But I'm waiting for parts on my truck. That's why it is sitting here and nothing's happening to it. Still looks pretty though. Get the belt taken off, and then we'll work on getting the compressor loosened up. I'm probably gonna need to take the radiator out as well so I can get to the condenser. So this should be everything we need to replace the system. Got the new dryer, the new compressor. This will be the oil that actually needs to go in the compressor, so we'll have to measure that out, put the right amount in there. All new O-rings, replace those. And then got our orifice tube. It actually comes with a blue one and a red one. I believe it's gonna be the red one because that's what's coming out of the truck that's in there now. So we got that. These are probably just some caps for our lines. All right, guys. So this is definitely a little bit of a bigger job than I thought it would be. We got the old compressor out, got the old lines out, old condenser we pulled out as well. That's the new one that's already installed. Last thing I got to do, that's part of the old system, I'm just going to replace the evaporator. There's a bunch of 8mm screws here that you got to take out to get this thing to separate so we can actually access the evaporator. So I'll get the rest of those out, and then I'll try to show you guys, you know, where they are and which ones need to come out. Like I said, it's just a bunch of 8mm ones, and then we should be able to pull this apart. I think I may need to access 2 from underneath this, and you can do that by pulling the fender down, and then I should be able to get to the 2 that are on the bottom. So stay tuned. So there's one more stud, or we should say screw, that's holding it in. See if I can get my phone in here. It's gonna be that one right there. There's 2 of them down here. There's one that's on the right side, which would be closer to the driver's side. And then there's this one here. That one does not need to come out to do this. It's just that one there needs to come out. The way you get to that one is from inside the cab, and you do not have to pull the dash. You might just have to peel the carpet back a little bit, and it's gonna be this one right here. That's that other one that I was showing. Don't need to take that out. It's just this one. So once we get that free, should be able to get the evaporator out. Got that nut out. Let's see if we can go ahead and pull this core apart now. it's only this side that should come off. Should slide this off. Oh, there we go. So this should just pull right out, like so. And as you can see, it's freaking caked. So there it is. It's just covered with garbage. Go ahead and get this new evaporator thrown back in the truck. One thing I want to show you is I got this weather stripping tape here that just helps seal the actual evaporator when you put it in the box. Sometimes they come with this tape. Mine didn't. So I got some stuff from Home Depot and I just got a strip here, and then a strip on the front. I made it a little thicker here just to get it in there to fit tight, and then also wrapped one around here and one around here. So it'll just help get it in there tight and kind of seal it from, you know, a bunch of stuff getting in there like you guys saw with the old one. So we vacuumed all that out in there. So now we should be able to throw this back in. Just a better angle of how these, or how many bolts you got to actually take this thing out. So you got 2 on the top here, 2 over here on the side, and then 2 on the bottom. Those ones I got, you can get them from here, but you can also pull the fender well down and get it from underneath. Might be a little easier. And then your little vacuum box, you just got 1 here and 1 here. So that should give a better, you know, just a better angle of how they all come off. And then this one, you just got 111, which is back here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's one there. Now, struggle to fit this thing back in here. All right, guys, so now we'll go ahead and get our new dryer installed. Got our O-ring that needs to go on. The evaporator, when you get your new evaporator, it'll come with an O-ring. The dryer, I believe, comes with O-rings as well. And then the kit I got with the compressor came with a bunch of different O-rings. So we'll go ahead and lube this up real good. Always use the oil you're putting in your compressor, which is gonna be this. PAG 46. Get the O-ring nice and lubricated. Slide that on there. Then we'll take our new dryer. These are going to be vacuum sealed, so when you pull this off, you'll hear a little bit of air come out. I already pulled this one off. So and I did pour a little bit of PAG oil in here as well. I poured like two ounces in here. The rest I'll put in the compressor. All right, guys, so we got the new AC system just about all installed. Got our new lines hooked up to the condenser. Got our new compressor in. Now other line running to the dryer. New dryer installed. We got our condenser back there installed as well, with the lines hooked up to it on both sides. So one thing I want to say about these new compressors is it says they come charged with 3 ounces of oil, the PAG oil, which is what's used to lubricate these AC systems. Did a little research online, and a lot of people said you can't trust that. So I drained it, and you know, what do you know, it had about an ounce and a half in it. And I put about 9 ounces in the system altogether. So I drained this one completely and then filled it with about 6 ounces. And then I put the rest, so 3 ounces, in the dryer. So the system should be lubricated pretty good. Now all we gotta do is get the radiator installed and then hook everything else up, hook our hoses back up, and should be able to go ahead and get this thing charged up. So stay tuned. All right, so since I already drained the whole radiator when I was replacing the AC system, I'm gonna go ahead and flush the rest of the coolant. We'll do a full coolant flush on it. Got a bunch of distilled water here, so we'll flush it with the hose first. Got the coolant flush kit so we can hook it up and we'll get all the old coolant flushed out. And then we'll run distilled water through it a few times. And then we'll do a final fill up on it. Oh yeah, yep. We got both block plugs pulled out, both sides of the block drained. Put them back in finger tight, and now we'll go ahead and reconnect the lower hose to the radiator, and we should be able to hook up the hose to it, do the initial flush, and then, like I said, we'll run some distilled water through it. Here's the thermostat, we just pulled it out. You're gonna wanna go ahead and reconnect the housing without the thermostat in it before we run water through it. I'm probably, I am gonna go ahead and replace the thermostat as well, just while I'm in there, may as well. So this is what you want to see start happening. It'll start back flushing out of the degas bottle, and you want to wait till all the green tint goes away. So we'll let this keep running for a little bit. Once the green completely clears up and it's just water, we'll go ahead and start the truck, run it for a few minutes, and then we'll start the distilled process. So here'll be our first flush with distilled. Takes about 8 gallons of distilled water. I'll probably do 2 more after this. So we'll start it, let it run for a sec, and then drain the whole system again. Pull the block plugs, radiator hose, everything. So we'll drain the whole system again, and then we'll repeat that process 2 more times. This should be good for our third final flush. Flush all the well water out. And I'll show you what I'm filling it with. Half concentrate, and then we'll fill the rest with distilled water. So get this last one done, drain the system this last time, then we should be good. We'll fire it up one last time, let it run for a few minutes, and then drain that last 8 gallons of distilled before we refill it. Flush it out 3 times with distilled water. So now we'll go ahead, we'll put 4 gallons of this peak fleet charge in, and then we'll put 4 gallons of distilled water. This stuff I've heard is really good. You can either use this, or you can just use, just conventional green coolant and 4 gallons of distilled water, but then you got to add the SCA, which Ford also sells. You're just supposed to keep up with that. But this stuff makes it easy because it comes with it already in here. Every year or so, you should just make sure that, you still got enough of that SCA in there, because it just keeps the system doing what it's supposed to do. So now we'll throw this in there. All right, guys, we're heading over to my buddy Tony's house. Tony's Marine. He's gonna help me vacuum and charge up the new AC system. And yeah, hopefully this thing will have AC here. It should be blowing ice cold. Everything's new, so see how it goes. What are we doing today, Carl? Oh yeah, it's perfect, man. Yeah, I hope it's not. I hope something leaks. Yeah, you see that? It's holding vacuum. Do you think this is good? Charge it up. I don't know, how much are we putting in it? 38 ounces or 36 ounces, something like that. I'll let you guys know after we neck ourselves.
Yeah, after we mess it up.
It's the master himself. Tony's Marine. He'll shut up.
I don't want to.
Look at that.
They're gonna have to shut up.
All right, guys, so we finally got the AC done on Sean's truck. It's blowing ice cold air now, which is nice. And a big shout out to my buddy Tony. He's got the AC gauges and the vacuum to actually vacuum the system out, get all the condensation and stuff out of there before we went ahead and charged up the system. But it held pressure good, and I don't think there's any leaks. I've been driving around a little bit, and like I said, it's blowing pretty cold. So we got a couple more things to do on Sean's truck. Got some more videos coming out. And then, you know, I got plenty of work to do on my truck. I got to get the foiling started, which I've been putting off for a while now. Got all the parts and everything. I've just been so busy trying to get Sean's truck done. I just haven't had much time to work on my truck and working around my work schedule with stuff like that. So, like I said, got a few more small things to do, and then we'll get this done and out of here. I think I'll be stoked. Replaced a lot of stuff that wasn't working. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Like I said, we got plenty of videos coming out, so stay tuned.